tonight is best known for playing Coach for 9 years. On March 18th, he's going to be making his Broadway debut in Ah Wilderness. Please welcome Craig T. Nelson. How are you? What are you feeling over there?
I had his leg for a minute. I'm good.
He thinks it was my leg. Quiet down,
this is much stronger. This thing.
So, first of all, thanks very much for coming on the show.
Thanks
Good
for
to have
having
you
me,
here.
yeah.
And I was thinking when Yeah. yes, I work out.
I touched him.
Yeah. Oh, you.
No,
I was thinking...
Tell the grandkids.
You're right. They'll really be blown away.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Coach, which I knew was on for a while, but 9 years. You did 9 seasons.
Yeah, 9 years. 200 shows, and I think in that time we got moved 17 times into different time slots.
Like an MX missile, constantly on the move.
They never knew what to do with us, you know,
right.
and the show did so well, having been moved that often, that it's pretty remarkable. So.
I was thinking, when you do a show like that for 9 years and then suddenly you stop doing it,
it's horrible.
Do you go through this weird depression for a while?
You do. I think the year prior, Jerry was on some kind of weird depression anyway, because we all knew it was coming to an end. But for Jerry, who had spent probably, you know, he was 50 when he started the show, and,
right.
and basically his whole career he'd been a comedian, so now he's on a show that's making it, and to see that come to an end for him was horrible.
Yeah.
And I tried to bolster him up by telling him he'd never work again, you know, and that this was it for him.
That'll cheer him up.
Well, it did. Yeah.
You know, he had it's famous, but Jerry Van Dyke was was going to be Gilligan. The original Gilligan on Gilligan's Island. They came to him and they said, do you want this role? And he was up for a part in My Mother the Car, which is one of the most famous bombs in TV history. And he said, a guy on an island with a millionaire and no, that's never going to work. And he chose...
Well, that defines Jerry's career, is basically those kind of choices.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was lucky because to be able to work with a guy like that who's just, I mean, on a day in and day out basis, you're just laughing all the time, and the people on the show were so close.
Right.
You know, so at the end of that time, it was pretty bad. I mean, I went through a period where I was just out in the backyard and just kind of looking around and just kind of picking at the drool at the corner of my mouth. I mean, it was just... depressing.
Did you ever scream at a tree, I was Coach? Did you ever do that? Or?
Well, I never had to do it. There was a lot of people on the other street over there going, hey, Coach, what are you doing? You know, you need a blanket? And
we've had George Wendt. Whenever someone does a show that's that successful for that length of time, we've had George Wendt on the show a number of times. Cheers has been off the air for a while, and people are like, Norm! Norm! And you'd think, you know, after a while he'd start hitting people because he's moved on. Do you have people screaming Coach at you all the time, or they're more sedate?
Well, no, it's a lot. There's a lot of people. I take it like it's really nice because you were able for that period of time to make people laugh, to go and watch a show, and for 9 years, I'm very fortunate.
That's amazing. That's a great run for TV as well.
Yeah, it is. And during that time, when the show ended, I thought, well, you know, what would you do? Mm-hmm. You know, that could possibly make up for that experience. And I thought, well, you know, I'd really like to do some theater. I mean, I'd really like to get back to where I started. This is where, in New York, this is where I started in '81, and I really wanted to come back and do it.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying doing it? It's
the people at Lincoln Center Theater, I mean, they have been incredible, and we've got such a great cast. It's such a great company in Deborah Monk, and we've got this young group of people that are just great.
I want to talk about your wife for a second because I was fascinated to learn that she is a martial arts expert.
Yeah, Doria, we've been together 19 years. She's a Tai Chi Chuan instructor, and she competes in Tai Chi Chuan.
And she's won major competitions like around the world. Yeah,
she just won 2 gold medals, a silver and a bronze in China at the international competition.
That's amazing. So, because you're a big guy, but if you ever had, say, a John Malkovich kind of experience where a mugger approaches you, you can just step aside maybe, and she could go to town on someone.
You know, John and I met at the Natural History Museum. It was a funny thing. I don't know.
It all makes sense now.
Well, I'd been in some kind of weird dream, and I was going, hey, you know, get off me, get off me. And the next thing I know, here's a Bowie knife.
Right.
And by the way, it was in the back. I must tell you, you know.
He's that kind of guy, I understand.
No, Doria is, my wife is an incredible athlete. I mean, she'd been to the AAU. She was going to go to the Olympics in the 880, so she, you know, she is an athlete, and she started training, I don't know, 28 years ago doing martial arts and Qigong and Taekwondo, but she's now doing Tai Chi Chuan, so she's pretty accomplished at it.
That's amazing because it also requires just amazing physical strength. It's not just showing you these moves. Someone could show me those moves, and it'd be like, oh, you know.
That didn't hurt.
So just watch yourself, or I'll do that again.
Yeah, that was quick.
And make that noise.
I'm surprised I couldn't move.
That's one of those things that's like the vibrating palm.
Yeah, right.
You don't feel anything now, but in an hour, you'll feel a little bit of it.
Well, the weird thing is, 2 years ago, I could have had that arm over here quicker. That's the, you know,
You're
just lifting it up and over.
I will fight you during the commercial break. You'll see. It's going to be... No, I'm not. That's all people really want to see when they come to a talk show. As Jerry Springer has proved, you know. They really want to see, like, sounds interesting.
Don't Andy, you looking at me because you keep, you know...
Hitting him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to back me up, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to get out of here. Start going.
Okay.
I'm behind that curtain.
Well, we might have to, yeah. Our Wilderness is in previews right now, and it's going to open on March 18th at the Vivian Beaumont Theater right here in New York City.
Right.
People should check that out. It was really nice having you on the program.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Greg P. Nelson, everybody. H. Keith Mountain's coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Guess what, folks? You got to check out our show tomorrow night. It's an amazing one. From the movie The Real Blonde, Kathleen Turner is going to be with us. We also have a very funny comedian, Mark Maron, and musical guest Elliott Smith will be on the show, so check it out. That's a whole lot of show. A whole lot of show. We'll take a break right now. When we come back, this guy has all this really cool spy stuff, and maybe someone will get shot. We'll be right back with H. Keith Mountain. So stick around.